Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt and Bob with Mavs Fight Media coming at you guys with another video. You guys already know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. Today we're going to be talking about Canelo Alvarez and his win over Ryder. I thought it was a pretty interesting fight. I liked getting to see Canelo fight in front of his people. I thought that he would get the job done, but obviously when you're fighting a guy who's, very durable, has a a track record of being durable and difficult to knock out, I don't think there's any shame in, going to a decision if you're Canelo, but obviously the boxing fans always have something to say. And not to say that I'm agreeing with them 100%, but I think that, when fans demand fights, they ask for Canelo to be fighting, a David Benavidez, a Charlo, or obviously the rematch with Bivol, and then you don't give it to them right away. I understand coming off the hand surgery, I think it was the right move, but you can't expect people to not get mad. Knowing how the sport of boxing works and how people criticize you, I think that it's inevitable for people to criticize the fact that Canelo didn't stop John Ryder. So it is what it is, but at the same time, I wish that Canelo got the stoppage, because then it would. I'm curious to say, what people would have said, if that was the case. And I think that Canelo, he's definitely not in the prime of his career anymore, and it's sad. You hate to see that. You hate to see guys slowing down. I never like to see that. Even if I'm not a personal fan of the fighter, I don't like to see them slow down, because it kind of shows that it's only gonna we're only gonna see not the worst of them, but we're never gonna see that pure prime level of that fighter ever again. And I think that's where we're at with Canelo. We may see tremendous performances. He could still pull off wins against David Benavidez, guys like Bivol and Charlo, but it's at the point where the dazzling displays and the stoppage wins, I don't know if those wins are still gonna take place for Canelo at this point. I don't know how well the hand/wrist injury has healed for Canelo. He looked like he was, still throwing shots hard. He was throwing that right hand, that big right overhand right hook, if you will, throwing it hard. But at the end of the day, we don't know how well it's, recovering after a fight. And I'm curious to see, with who Canelo fights next. If it's somebody that's gonna, give him a run for his money, it's gonna be trouble, because Canelo's made it clear that he wants to fight Bivol again. But Bivol has, clearly stated that he only wants to fight Canelo at 168. He wants to move down because he doesn't see Canelo as a challenge at 175. So if I'm Canelo, I'm taking that fight as soon as I can, and I'm taking it and approaching it in a way different way, and with a way bigger chip on my shoulder. And I'm going in there to hurt Dimitri Bivol. I'm going in there, to get my face of the pound for pound back. I want to be that guy, and I want to make it clear, because I think that if Canelo is able to beat Bivol in a rematch or even stop him, which is very hard to do, he's already a 2-to-1 underdog according to live odds. But if he's able to do that, then I think he's the face of boxing for sure. It's not like he's not the most popular fighter, in the sport of boxing right now, because obviously he's so well known. He's been in the game for a long time, but in terms of the respect from the fans, they're starting to gravitate towards the younger generation, the Tank Davises, the Terrence Crawfords, all those guys, even Ryan Garcia, despite losing to Tank, Devin Haney, all these guys are starting to get the traction that they deserve. And then, as Canelo declines in his condition and performances and increases in age, that's when he's gonna have to slowly start passing the torch, unless he's able to pull off these big wins over guys like Dimitri Bivol, Charlo, David Morrell, and obviously a David Benavidez. Because personally, if I'm Canelo, I'm not going anywhere near David Benavidez. There are a lot of the thing is, both guys get hit a lot, but if Canelo gets hit with the same punches that John Ryder landed on him, but they're from David Benavidez, man, is it going to be a quick night. But I obviously don't expect Canelo to fight the same way. I expect him to, make the tweaks, because he can't afford to get hit by a guy like David too many times, because he'll be in trouble for sure. But obviously Canelo has the experience, the IQ. He's been in the ring with the best, so he'd be able to weather that storm, in my opinion. If anyone can do it, it's Canelo. And if he's able to pull that off and beat a David Benavidez, man, is that gonna change the pound for pound ranking? It's gonna change mine. It's gonna put him #1 if he can do all that. But that's a big if. Obviously guaranteed Hall of Famer, arguably the best Mexican fighter of all time, Canelo Alvarez. He's putting on tremendous performances. Obviously this last one wasn't very telling, but it's a tune-up. He's coming back off an injury, so a surgery, so it's not very indicative of what Canelo can do. But at the same time, us boxing fans, we want to see the stoppage. We want to see a statement made. He fought well. It just wasn't the most exciting fight. It wasn't very, it wasn't the way that people wanted to see Canelo get the job done. So you have to live with that as a boxer. It's annoying, but Canelo's a legend already in the sport, in my opinion. He's not the best fighter, in my opinion. He's not the #1 pound for pound fighter, but he's doing things that other fighters, wouldn't be able to do. Moving up in weight classes and, getting wins against bigger guys. There are weight classes for a reason, and the fact that he's willing to go up and down and, fight these guys that are, twice his size and natural weight is very telling that he is fearless and he's daring to be great. So I don't think a lot of people are saying Canelo should retire, blah, blah, blah. I think he should retire if he's, not going to give us the fights we want. But obviously, I don't want to rob him of making money. If you have the opportunity to make a lot of money and fight less opposition, I don't blame you. I'd probably do the same. But I'm just saying from a fan's perspective and just from an analytical perspective, I want to see him in there with Charlo. I want to see him in there with David Morrell and David Benavidez and Bivol, the Bivol rematch. And I want to see him, give it all he's got. I want to see that because I feel like Canelo has another notch that he could turn it to, and hasn't done that in his recent fights. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, Canelo coming off I was gonna say major win, but it's definitely not a major win. But it's a winning a tune-up fight is something that allows you to get back into that groove, and I'm excited to see what Canelo does next. So let me know in the comments, do you guys think Canelo should fight David Benavidez? Do you think he should go for the Bivol rematch? And if it's the Bivol rematch, should it be at 175 or 168? Because either way, I think that Canelo should be willing to accept those terms. But if he wants it at 175 to really make sure that he gets his revenge and it'll feel more satisfying at 175, I say do that if you're Canelo. So let me know in the comments who you guys got, Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez. Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol, the rematch. Who wins those matchups? Does Canelo win both, one or the other, or does he lose both? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. That's going to do it for another NASFIGHT Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.